Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and I'm sure at this point you're probably about as pissed off as I am if you've seen the rest of the spoilers, because they're just a slap in the face to Magic, just a great outline, big ol' billboard telling you not to play Standard. If you think I'm overreacting, well, you're clearly completely clueless about how Magic works, but just for the people like that, because some of you are new, I figured I'd make this video. This will give you a pretty good grasp on what absolute hell Standard is going to be. It is going to be more powerful than Modern. Every deck will win on turn 5. I mean, there's infinite loops everywhere. It's just unplayable garbage. Absolutely unplayable. That is the only way to describe it. Let's start with mechanized production, because everybody loves get out X and win. That was real popular back in the day. Mechanized production. Enchant artifact you control at the beginning of your upkeep, create a copy of it. Then, if you control 8 or more with the same name, then you win the game. Notice they didn't say non-token, which would have been the correct way to print this. Get out 8 servos and win the game. I checked, you can do it on turn 5. Oh, and you could just sit there and make multiple Panharmonicons and then cause an infinite loop. That'd be pretty easy. In fact, let's do that one next. Let's do that one. Aether Geode Miner. Okay, so every time it attacks, you gain 2. Who gives a crap? First of all, that's just needlessly OP for a 3-1. I mean, that's just stupid, but by itself, you pay 2 and flicker it, so it re-enters the battlefield. Oh, look, Decoction Module. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you get 1 energy. So if you had 2 Panharmonicons, you just cause an infinite loop that doesn't really do anything productive. Necessarily. You could add in some of the other modules, something about whenever you gain energy, etc. But really, if you had 3 Panharmonicons, which there are so many ways to clone artifacts, don't even think that that's unreasonable at this point, you just have unlimited energy. So here comes a 1 million electrostatic pommeler, or whatever, like, divisible by 2 would be. We'll say 64,528, I think, is the correct number. In fact, let's stay on the miner for a second. You guys know what it does? All right. So you got your decoction module. Okay, now throw out a copy of fabrication module. Every time you gain energy, put a 1/1 counter on a target creature you control. Uh-oh. Look at that last loop. You now have an unlimited size creature, and all you need is 2 Panharmonicons, or 1 and a clone of it. I think when people said that Panharmonicon should have been legendary, they were just saying, for a little bit of balancing. No, it was a mistake now at this point to not make it legendary. That was just disastrous. Oh, want to make it worse? Hardened Scale Snake. Every time you would put a counter on, you add an additional counter. The way it's phrased, that's not how they wrote it, but I think that's how it works. Either way, that's a damn lot of triggers. Even if you found some way to go near infinite where you'd have to lose energy every time or something like that, where you've got a little bit built up, yeah, you could get a giant creature. By turn 4, if you have a pile of 8 energy, maybe 6 energy, and then you had Panharmonicon out that turn that you just cast, you would be able to activate Aether Geode Miner's ability and get a giant creature, and then if it didn't have haste, swing with it and win the game. So another win on turn 4 deck. Hey, remember when I said that they were going to print this card? Well, here it is, Inspirational Monument. Sorry, I don't have an English version because Wizards hates you all. They don't give a crap if you could read that or not. To the best of my translation, I think it says something about non-artifact spells having improvise. So in other words, now you can convoke anything. That's broken about 50 different ways. I'm not even going to go through them all. So let's leave that one up for a second. Now everything you have can tap for mana. And let's just throw in Cryptolith so that everything you have can also tap for mana. A little backup card, so one or the other. And I'm assuming it would be funded almost exclusively by Thopters and Servos, so now you can say they are truly redundant, even though one only affects some artifacts, obviously. Now get out Paradox Engine. Whenever you cast any spell of any kind, untap all of the permanents you control. So now you have unlimited mana every single turn, because you cast a spell, and you paid for it by tapping artifacts, and then they all untap. So now you can cast your whole hand, but that's it, right? Wrong. No, they didn't stop there. Whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. There you go. I mean, that is a little restrictive because it doesn't say artifact, so at a certain point you're going to slow down, but if you built your deck correctly, you could probably get 10 free spells off of this. And that's only in one turn. That's without reloading, and that's without draw spells. Well, other than this. None of these cards are terribly expensive, mana-wise, or difficult to get out, or, have a cumulative upkeep or anything. This is very doable and realistic. Hey, is this a good time to mention to you guys that, as far as we know right now, Improvise bypasses Summoning Sickness because it doesn't grant an ability? Well, there's about a dozen more infinite loops. In case you missed this little treat yesterday, we actually found out about this one yesterday. Here's a 1-cost 7/11. What the hell? So turn 1, you got the boat parked out on your battlefield. Turn 3, siege modification. Enchant creature or vehicle, it's auto-crewed and gains 3 attack power and first strike. So you got a 10-11 first strike boat on turn 3. That is Merit Lage level stupid right there. I mean, words cannot describe the stupidity of that. In fact, you can swing with the creature that turn. It's the Merit Lage boat. In fact, I'm calling it that right now. It's the Merit Lage boat. I'm not even going to call it the Consulate Dreadnought anymore. Oh, that really sucks because I got really attached to the nickname yesterday, the Crap Barge. It makes it sound like a useless card, though. No, this is a broken pile of garbage is what it is. This is a stack your deck, hide cards up your sleeve, Ensol Artifact, Darksteel Citadel thing again, or whatever. This is the same old, I'm going to put 8 of this and 16 of that and, stack my deck so that I make sure I get them in my opening hand and then beat somebody on turn 3. That's such a load of garbage. Somebody seriously told me on Twitter today, well, maybe. I mean, we'll see how it shapes out. We don't know all the cards yet. Siege modification and the frickin' Merit Lage boat. I don't think you have to say maybe somebody will build that. Somebody's gonna build that, okay? I'll build it if nobody else builds it. Hey guys, remember how Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time were 2 of the biggest mistakes in recent history of Magic? Woo! They're back! Reverse engineer. For 2 mana, you can draw 3 cards. That's not broken at all. Every card that I know of that draws 3 cards for under 3 mana is banned in almost every format. Look it up. Well, I can't leave anybody out, so here's your turn 2, 3/4 Tarmogoyf. All right, let me walk you through this one in case you haven't caught on to this one yet. So turn 1, Minister, generate 2 energy. Thriving Turtle, generate 2 energy. Aether Hub, which generates 1 energy, which is all you actually need. Or Attune with the Aether. Any of those spells at all to gain either 2 or 1 energy. So let's just say you shorted yourself, it's 1. Turn 2, honestly just top deck an Aether Hub and there's your second energy. Otherwise, if it's a normal land, especially it would have to be something that generates green, cast Green Belt once, you only have 1 energy, bounce it back to hand, get an energy, and then cast it again with your second land that you dropped the previous turn. So your first land, not your second land. Boom, turn 2, 3, 4. That's fair. But later, these are all combos and they're 4 and 4 cards meeting up, and that has a low probability of happening. So it would be nice, but you can't count on it. It wouldn't be as consistent as a modern deck. Trophy Mage, you can go get any artifact card with converted mana cost 4, reveal it, and put it in your hand. There's actually a couple more that just put it straight up onto the battlefield, because why the hell not? Why should you have to naturally draw cards or pay for spells anymore? That's totally not at all how Magic the Gathering works. Hey, remember when I was just talking about Ensol Artifact and what a disaster it was and how much it made people cheat and stack their decks? It's back. Tezzeret's Touch. Now, adding mana to it and adding the color to it, okay, but they also added something else to it, so, hang on just a second. Enchant Artifact. Oh, look, it becomes a creature with base power and toughness, 5/5, in addition to its other types. When enchanted artifact is put into a graveyard, return that card to its owner's hand. What? So a little extra bonus there. Honestly, I don't think it's nearly as good as Ensol Artifact, but it is really close in its functionality. With the right mana ramping, you would be able to do this early enough that it would be just as detrimental. There just aren't any naturally indestructible artifacts. So not the biggest deal in the world, but if you were to throw this onto a flyer or some other vehicle, it's basically permanently crewed, but you also change its abilities. I mean, you don't change its abilities, you change its power and toughness. So you could put this on Smuggler's Copter and still maintain the other ability. The same goes for flying, first strike, trample, menace, anything like that. So you could get out some gigantic, horrific, vehicle and then just slap this on there and now it's permanently crewed. And you get benefits from all of its evergreen abilities and all of its triggered abilities. In fact, it would maintain its activated abilities too. At this point, these aren't even combos. These are just individual cards that are too damn powerful. Oh boy, Rogue Refiner, maybe. I mean, honestly, the Peacekeeper Golem or whatever, that's not even a correct translation. From yesterday, you guys are like, oh, we're complaining about translations too much. They literally got the name of the damn card wrong. Can you just release them in English, maybe, Wizards? Is that like hard for you or something? When it enters the battlefield, draw a card and gain 2 energy. I wonder if you could find a way to limitlessly flicker this. Probably, at this point, I don't even care to look. I'm just going to say yes. You'd probably accidentally end up with infinite Thopters and infinite counters too at this point. This set is such an unbelievable joke at this point. If they think people are going to keep playing Magic with this level of stupidity and stupid card design, they are dreaming. Oh, thank God, Ornithopter's back. I guess maybe that says Ornithopter. Next up, I don't even know the name of this damn card. I guarantee it's not Industrial Tower. That's just stupid. But translated literally, that's what it is. So this is an improved version of Mana Confluence, or as I like to call it, a more expensive version of Mana Confluence. Thanks, Wizards. We really needed that. I mean, just the mana base just doesn't cost enough. I mean, people are saying that to me all the time. So it taps for colorless, you pay 1 life and generate 1 of any color. Mana Confluence, you only tap it, pay 1 life, and then generate a color. So if you need colorless, you have to pay for that as well, and then you have to pick a color. I never found out if the ruling stated that you could use Mana Confluence to create the new colorless. I think maybe it was no. Anyway, here's another $10 card that people are going to go nuts for in every single format, as if this set doesn't cost enough. The modern players are going to price us completely out of standard. Not that I'll be playing standard. I mean, don't get me wrong there. Oh my god, no. I'm not even going to build a damn deck, just FYI, not even going to bother. I mean, in this damn video, I think I just built 6 decks. There you go. They're all win on turn 4. Why would I even build anything else? What's the point? What's the point of building anything? There's no creativity. It's just going to be what net deck wins on turn 4 with the least amount of potential disruption. Standard is going to become a joke. It is going to be somewhere between modern and legacy and vintage in power. And if you're into that, great. If you're not, good, because that means you're not an idiot. You like to play an actual intellectual game, not a coin flip. I am livid. I am beyond pissed off looking at these stupid spoilers and these idiotic infinite combos and idiotic garbage like a 10-11 first strike vehicle on turn 3 that can swing. Like, seriously, what about this is okay? Who approved this? Who in the R&D department needs to get fired? I mean, I could tell you right now, Aaron Forsyth, but I've been saying that for about a year now. Obviously, at this point, with this level, and FYI, this is only 60 out of the 184 cards, and it's already broken. It's already unplayable. So who the hell decided to say, let's print a set that will sell like crazy, and then it's the last set we're ever making because nobody will ever touch Magic again. If they don't, wise up and then just say, screw it, I'm not playing Aether Revolt, I'm not playing Magic anymore. Well, I'm about 99% there myself. I think the rest of the spoilers will probably do it for me. And right now, I'm going to go make videos for my other channels. This is a complete waste of my time. They have completely ruined the game. And if you think I'm overreacting, you are an idiot. You're clueless and you're an idiot.